the first refrigerator was invented in Baltimore? 1803.
How are we gonna find a crime scene? I-95 past Keith Avenue exit. That could be anywhere.
First formula for bromo seltzer. First licorice.
Whoever took down these directions is an idiot.
I took him down.
I know.
Just drive straight ahead, Frank. America's city of first is 200 years old this year. It's bicentennial. Pretty exciting, isn't it, Frank, huh?
Well, not from me. I'm from New York. We've been 200 an awfully long time.
Keep it moving!
Wouldn't kill you to show some enthusiasm. Smile once in a while.
Well, you know, I don't smile on cue. I'm not a smiler. I'm not a hugger. I'm not a sensitive guy. That's you, not me.
People can change, Frank. You know they do.
What do we got?
A state trooper found the body. No identification.
What are you doing?
She's about 12, 13 years old, and she's been dead several hours.
Cause?
Well, there's some bruising, welts, but there's no obvious cause of death. There are no bullet holes or knife wounds, no evidence of strangulation.
Is this a possible hit and run?
There's no hemorrhaging around the eyes or the ears or the nose, so she probably wasn't hit by a car. But I can't rule it out until I get her on my table.
You and me, Frank, we got all the luck, huh? Dead child, murdered little girl. Call Bayless and Pembleton, they got lots of experience.
Can I have the body?
Yeah. Yeah.
You gonna be okay with this?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
People do not change, especially you.
And do me a favor, okay? Keep your sister out of my bar.
Could you, sir,
What?
I'm looking for missing persons.
Yeah, they're usually the hardest to find.
Pardon me?
Missing persons, go through this door here, take your first left and then first right, okay? Missing persons. How does a term like that make its way into the police lexicon? Who decides these things?
What's wrong with missing persons?
If you're a missing person, you know where you are. You're only missing according to someone else's point of view.
Unless, of course, you're missing the person that was missing you.
What?
I'm leaving now. And I won't be missing, I'll just be gone. And that's from anybody's point of view, all right?
Where are you going?
I got another interview with a potential roommate. You know, finding an apartment is worse than dating.
Okay, this is how our little Janie Doe died. Asphyxiation as a result of a pneumothorax. A broken rib punctured her lung.
Broken rib caused by what?
From the bruising, I'd say a severe blow to the chest. She was either hit with a blunt object or she was kicked.
Someone kicked her in the chest.
No, that's how she finally died, but there's more. See this here? That's another rib fracture, and that is at least 3 or 4 months old.
What else?
We also have bruises in various stages of healing. Scarring from contusions. And then we have the welts from a square metal object. My guess, a belt buckle. Counted 26 of them on her legs, buttocks, back, and face.
If we find this belt, can you make a match?
Possibly. If there's blood on the buckle, definitely.
So what's your official ruling?
Cause, severe blunt trauma, manner, homicide. Someone's been using this little girl as a punching bag. She was abused to death.
The grand jury convenes at 1 o'clock. I don't know exactly when they're going to call you, but you have to be at the federal courthouse waiting and ready.
Monica, I've been under suspicion of taking bribes since October. Okay, I've been sitting at a desk for 4 months. I'm definitely waiting and ready.
Your testimony will be very simple. No matter what the U.S. attorney asks, what is your response?
I assert my right against self-incrimination as guaranteed under the Fifth Amendment.
Thank you. That's it. You're ready.
I'm ready to not incriminate myself for a crime that I didn't commit. Monica, when do I get to stand up and say that I'm innocent? Yes, sir.
You asserted your innocence when you didn't cop a plea.
You found the girl on I-95? Where exactly?
Oh, just past Keith Avenue.
Got a call earlier. Anonymous tipster saw your body getting dumped on I-95.
You got a description?
The tipster said it was a couple, a man and a woman. No distinguishing characteristics, no description of the vehicle.
You haven't identified the girl?
No, she was beaten to death. There's evidence of long-term abuse.
Check missing persons.
Okay.
Well, I mean, whoever killed her didn't care much about her when she was alive. They're not going to care that she's missing.
You're assuming whoever abused her also killed her. That may not be true.
Come on, G. We know what the truth is here.
We have a dead little girl. That's all we know. The next step is to find out who she is. I think it's a bad idea to have Bayless as the primary in this case.
You can't take the case away from him, Jay.
He's had a bad history with murdered children. And I don't want that interfering with his investigation.
It won't.
How can you be so sure?
I know my partner. I trust him. We're going to put this case down.
He trusts his partner, the forgiving Frank Pembleton.
You're early. Grand jury doesn't gear up until after lunch.
That's not why I'm here.
Let me guess. You came to see Mitch Rollins sentenced. See him get what he deserves.
Well, he's not gonna get what he deserves, not with the sweetheart deal you made him.
This deal stinks. However, since the Federal Sentencing Commission isn't interested in what judges think, I am obligated to hand down a sentence in accordance with mandatory guidelines. For this defendant, a level 13 offense carries a maximum sentence of 18 months. Mitchell Rowland, you are sentenced to serve 18 months with the Bureau of Prisons.
This is great. Terrific work. Couldn't ask for better lawyers. You guys are the best. Expensive, but hey, worth every penny.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks. NCIC's got a lost 12-year-old that fits our Janie Doe. Her name is Tanya Thompson. Her mother reported her missing this morning. Heads up!
Where are we going?
Garden View. Garden View. 6115 Garden View Way.
Lynette Thompson?
Yes.
Detective Pembleton and Detective Bayless.
You found her? You found Tanya?
May we come in, ma'am?
I don't know whether to be glad or mad. She's always worrying me, that girl. She's always running off somewhere. Where is she, waiting in the car? When I see her, I'm going to give her...
Give her a what?
A hug.
Miss Thompson, this girl may not be your daughter.
But I thought you said...
I'm sorry. The girl we found... This girl is dead.
What?
Yeah, we're going to need you to come down to the medical examiner's office.
I have to get my coat.
City Poly Game 1975. Does this trophy belong to your husband?
No, that's Nelson's. Nelson Henson. That's my fiance.
Does Nelson live here?
Yeah, for the past year and a half.
Soon. Is that your daughter?
Is that the girl you found?
Wait a minute. No.
It's okay. Come with me, ma'am.
How did this happen?
Oh, we were hoping that you could tell us.
What?
Your daughter was beaten to death. We also found evidence of past abuse on her body. Bruises, contusions, broken ribs, old fractures that didn't heal.
Somebody did this to her. Some monster hurt my child.
Cut the crap. You know exactly what happened to your daughter, don't you?
Come on, man.
Don't you?
Come on.
He can't talk to me like that. He's gonna stand there and accuse me.
My partner's very upset by Tanya's death, Mrs. Thompson. We're all upset. We want to find out who killed her. You want to find that out too, don't you?
Yes.
We need your help. Would you be willing to come down to headquarters with us? Please.
What did the mother say? Did she confess to the abuse?
Well, according to her, she's up for the Parent of the Year. And she has no idea why her daughter had 26 imprints of a belt buckle on her body.
I'm going to get a warrant to search the apartment. We're going to look for the belt.
No, you two stay on the mother. Howard, take Munch and go to the apartment, interview the neighbors, Tanya's teacher.
All right. The girl had a history of abuse. I'll get in touch with social services, see if a caseworker ever went to the house.
What about Thompson's boyfriend, or fiance, whatever?
Nelson Hanson. He works at Drucker in Dundalk.
You want me to invite Mr. Hanson down to police headquarters?
Yeah, we'll interview both Thompson and Henson, and we'll play them off each other. What?
Didn't say a word.
Oh, you got something to say, Frank? Why don't you say it?
You want to get in your own way, you're going to lose this case. You march in there and jump on Lynette Thompson, she's going to call for a lawyer.
I'm not going to let it go that far.
Oh, like you did this morning at the morgue?
Tried something, Frank. I got my own way of working this case. You don't respect that.
Work the case, family. Please, work this case.
This isn't about Adina Watson.
Okay. It's got to be the fiance, Henson.
You know, even if she wasn't directly responsible, she know what happened. She let it happen.
So let's just soft pedal the mother into giving up the boyfriend. We nail him for murder. We tie her in as an accessory if we can.
And if we can?
Then she has to live with the fact that she let her own daughter die.
Well, that's just not punishment enough.
Her punishment is not up to you.
You don't have to tell me the boundaries of my job, Frank. I know what my job is, and that's to go into that box and get a confession. Hey.
Kellerman. I had fun the other night.
Yeah, me too.
So today's a big day, huh? You get to clear your name, start being a cop again.
Well, if the grand jury doesn't indict me.
They won't, not when they hear your side of the story.
They're not going to hear my side of the story. I'm taking the fifth.
I don't understand. I mean, what about those other detectives in arson? Aren't they going to testify against you?
No, being on the take is one thing, but putting away another cop for something he didn't do, there's no way they're going to do that.
If it's just Roland putting you in, why not testify?
Right, so I tell the grand jury that I knew the 3 detectives in my unit were dirty. Now, what's going to happen to me then? I'm going to get brought up on charges for failing to report the graft. Now, if I manage to keep my badge after that, I mean, I got to walk back in this building. Everyone's going to look at me and know that I gave up other cops.
No one would blame you.
Yeah, they would. I got to take the fifth.
I'll come down to the courthouse. I'll give you some moral support. How about that?
Nah, I'll be fine. I'll see you later.
Take the closet, I'll take the drawers.
Well, he certainly has a lot of belts.
Let's bring them all. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe one of them will match the welts on Tanya Thompson's body.
How long have you known Lynette Thompson and her daughter?
Huh?
How long have you known Lynette Thompson and her daughter?
They've lived right next door for about 2 years.
You ever see any bruises on Tanya?
Bruises?
I never heard anything till last night.
What happened last night?
I could hear Tanya crying and saying, "Stop it. Please stop."
Stop that! Why didn't you call the police?
Because I don't have a phone.
Then why didn't you walk to a payphone?
Have you been in this neighborhood? Have you seen a payphone in this neighborhood?
What can you tell us, Mr. Henson?
Tanya didn't come home last night. Her mother called the police. That's all I know.
Mr. Henson, Tanya was murdered last night. We're trying to find out who her killer was.
Well, I don't know anything. Ask her mother. Tanya was like a daughter to me.
That's what we thought, so you probably wouldn't have a problem coming downtown with us and talking about it.
Hey.
All righty, let's go.
Your daughter was supposed to come home at 3:30 yesterday afternoon, and you didn't report her missing until 9 o'clock this morning.
Well, I thought she was gonna come home.
Where was your fiance last night?
He was home with me. Look, Nelson was worried about Tanya, too.
Right, we're not gonna talk about the fiance right now. We're gonna talk about you. You ever angry at your daughter?
No, I mean...
You said before that you didn't know whether to be mad or glad. You said that she was always worrying you, being out with her friends.
I love my daughter. I loved my daughter. I love my daughter.
She was out with her friends, late coming home from school. You were worried sick. So when she got home, you had to discipline her, didn't you?
No.
For her own good. Now listen,
No,
listen to me now. I don't blame you. Because a child misbehaves, a child has to be disciplined.
I didn't hit her.
In fact, it was her own fault that she made you angry, right? Angry enough to kick her in the ribcage.
Oh, no.
Angry enough to kick her and to break a rib.
Oh, no, please.
See, that's what she was saying, wasn't it? Please, please, don't hurt me anymore. Please, make it stop. But you see, you didn't hear her. You didn't listen to her, begging for you to stop and to let her be in order to let her alone, right?
No, wait.
You just kept hitting her with that
please,
belt, right? You were the one who was supposed to help her. You were the one who was supposed to protect your daughter. But you didn't protect your daughter, did you? I'm not through with her.
She refuses to answer any more questions. This is over.
Hey, Bayless, we brought in Nelson Henson. He's in the small interrogation room.
Oh, great. Did you find the belt?
We brought 10 of them. They're over at the Emmys trying to match them to the welts on Tanya's body. Susan Winslow's in the coffee room waiting on her.
Susan Winslow.
Child Protective Services. She was a caseworker assigned to Tanya Thompson.
You knew about the abuse?
Well, I didn't know anything for sure. A teacher from Tanya's school contacted us in October. Said Tanya had burn marks on her hands.
You went to the house?
Mm-hmm. And Lynette Thompson said her daughter had had an accident on the stove. And Tanya verified that story.
And you believed them?
Well, no, not entirely, but I didn't have any proof. So I filed this initial report and planned a follow-up visit 3 months later. And when I got back, Tanya seemed fine.
You know, the medical examiner's office reported old bruises, healed broken bones.
Yes, but I could find nothing that would indicate that that girl was at all at risk.
That girl is dead. Okay, she was very much at risk.
Ms. Winslow, we'd like to take a statement from these.
You know something? I should charge you as an accomplice to murder.
Excuse me, but I did come here to try.
You're late! You're a little late!
You don't need to be so aggressive with me.
Oh, you know something? What am I supposed to do, huh? You want me to thank you for coming down here so you can get Tanya's her murder off of your conscience? If you had been more aggressive in your job, she wouldn't be dead right now. If you had helped out that little girl, lady.
We really could have used her statement. You're gonna yell at everybody today?
You know, I'm gonna get a confession out of that woman if I have to reach into her throat and bring it out with my bare hands.
Oh, by all means, let's just go in there and beat the truth out of her. We'll worry about a coerced confession standing up in court later.
Well, I imagine that you've got a better idea, Frank. You got a smarter idea.
What I'm saying is, if you march in there, spouting accusations, breathing fire, she's gonna ask for a lawyer. End of story.
I'm gonna let her cool down. I'm gonna take a run at the fiance, Henson.
Excellent, let's do that.
No, I'm gonna do that myself.
Why is that?
Well, because I feel that you and I aren't working well together, Frank. I'm gonna talk to him by myself.
Do you have good news for me on the Thompson murder? Did you get a confession out of the mother?
Not yet.
Did you get a match on the belt buckle?
Not yet.
Is Bayless maintaining his self-control? You've had Lynette Thompson in the bonds long enough. If you don't get an admission of guilt out of her soon, I'm gonna have to cut her loose. Now, you don't want that to happen, do you, Frank?
Mike?
Jack?
I can't tell. Do you think Goodman testified against you?
He didn't.
How can you be sure?
Because he looked me in the eye. If he testified against me, he wouldn't have been able to look me in the eye.
Can I leave now?
So, we just take a break?
I've told you everything I know. I'm tired of talking.
I understand. I'm tired too. That's what I hate most about this job, all the talk and all the questioning.
Sometimes I come in here just to be alone with my thoughts.
Get a little peace and quiet.
I got arrangements to make. Funeral. She's really dead.
I got a daughter myself. I can't imagine losing her.
All right, well, I think of course I got a picture. Hang on.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Yeah.
How old is she? 8, 9 months old?
9 months this week.
That's a good age.
Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Gets harder when they grow up. As they get older, it's hard.
It's tough now. I mean, just the other day, she had a tantrum, you know? She just wouldn't stop crying, and I was going out of my mind.
When babies cry like that, it can get on your nerves.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't know what to do. So finally, I got up and went to her room, and I picked her up, and I just shook her, just shook her real hard.
And she shut right up, and she lay there quiet. But then I got scared because I began to realize that I could have hurt her. I could hurt my daughter.
You didn't mean to do it.
No. You know, my wife, she can put up with all the fussing and crying, and I guess men and women are just different that way. We work hard. We need to relax when we get home from work.
Nelson works hard.
Oh, yeah. You know, there ain't too many men in this world that would take another man's child and raise it like his own.
Nelson's a good man.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed.
He's a hard-working man. He likes the house a certain way, just...
Well, he needs a little peace and quiet when he gets home. I know what he's talking about. I can see that.
He didn't mean to do it.
He didn't mean to hurt your daughter?
Night before last, I was fixing supper and spaghetti. Tanya ran into the kitchen and she knocked a whole pot of spaghetti on the floor, and the sauce was everywhere. It looked like blood. She was always knocking something over, you know, making a mess. She's young, that's what kids do, but he couldn't have that. So he took off his belt. He hit her with the belt and she fell on the floor, and then she was laying on the floor and she couldn't get up. So I picked her up And I took her to bed, and I told him if we just let her sleep, you know, she'd be all right the next day if she had a good night's sleep. I went to wake her up for school the next day, and she wasn't breathing. I got a mirror from the bathroom, and I held it to her mouth. And there was no breath on the mirror. I had to keep my family together. Tanya was dead. There wasn't nothing I could do about that. Nelson was my only family. He's all I got now, so I couldn't tell anyone about Tanya. I told you, but I won't tell anybody else what happened. I won't.
Rick?
Mike?
How'd it go in there?
Fine. Mike, you got nothing to worry about.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Coffee?
Thanks. You didn't have to come down here.
Yeah, I know, it's not that far, Callum. Thought you could use a little bit of company, maybe some coffee. How you doing?
Okay.
So you want to get together maybe later on tonight and celebrate it?
What if there's something to celebrate?
Well, then we can get together and we can commiserate. Or if not tonight, maybe some other night.
Yeah. What?
Nothing.
No, come on, it's not nothing. What? Look, I've got a lot on my mind right now.
Well, and so do I.
Okay, but it just, maybe it would be better.
Absolutely. What?
If we just didn't do this right now. You and me.
Okay. That's good. Good plan.
Well, you don't have to wait around till they call me in.
You sure?
Then I can let you in the grand jury room anyway. I'll call you, let you know what happens.
Okay. Good luck. Okay.
Once more, Mr. Hanson, when you came home from work last night and Tanya was missing, what did you do?
Can I see you, please? Look, I need to get some sleep before my next shift.
She gave it up.
What are you talking about?
She told us who killed her daughter.
You went in there and you talked to the suspect yourself?
Please see the bigger picture here. She told us who killed her daughter. It was the fiance, it was Henson. He beat her to death.
Well, did she give it all up?
What?
Did she sign a statement?
No.
Now, is she willing to testify against them?
Hey guys, I got a call from the ME's office. None of those belt buckles we brought over match the welts on Tanya's body.
Well, that's great. You know, we got nothing to use against this guy.
Except what she just told me.
I think what we need to do is we need to put Henson in the observation room and let him look at Thompson while we talk to him.
We?
Yeah, we. You know what Lynette Thompson said. We tell him that she testified against him, see if he tries to save himself.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Have a seat right here, Mr. Hanson. Have a seat, please, Mr. Hanson. Have a seat, please, Mr. Hanson.
And I love Tanya. I'd never do nothing to hurt her. Now, what you're telling me, Lynette never say that.
Well, Lynette did have a pretty convincing story. How you got angry with Tanya for spilling dinner, how you hit her with your belt, how one thing led to another, how Tanya ended up dead.
Lynette would never say that about me.
It was a spaghetti dinner, Mr. Henson. If she didn't tell us, how did we know it was a spaghetti dinner?
Because you're lying to me. Cops lie about stuff like this all the time.
With Lynette's testimony, you are going to get the death penalty.
I don't believe you.
Sit down, Mr. Henson.
Lynette loves me.
She loved her daughter, too. Look what it got her.
I didn't do nothing.
Sit down, Mr. Henson. Now, this is what I think. You had a bad day in work. You came home, you wanted your dinner, you wanted a little peace and quiet. What happened?
Tanya made a mess again. She spilt the spaghetti
So you
again.
lost your temper.
So you take out your belt and you whack
don't know
her
what
in
you're
order
talking
to
about.
teach her a lesson. Hey, you wearing a belt right now?
No.
You not wearing a belt? Let's see, lift up that jacket.
No.
You lying to us?
Now you're gonna sit there and lie to our faces about something as simple as a belt? We gotta think you lying about everything.
Well, maybe I am wearing a belt. I just forgot about it, okay?
Stand up.
What? Stand up. Let's see if you're wearing the belt.
But this is crazy.
Stand up. Crazy ain't the word for it.
Take that belt off, Mr. Hanson. Come on.
What's taking so long?
You're up next. Should be calling you any minute.
How's it going, Bobby? Did we tell the truth in there, huh? The whole truth and nothing but... Why can't you look me in the eye?
Mike, I got a family. I did what I had to. That's all.
He testified against me.
The grand jurors are ready for you now, Detective Kellerman.
Just wait a second.
There's nothing to think about. You're gonna go in there and you're gonna decline to testify.
I'm sorry, do you not get it? Okay, Connolly just put me in. He just got up on that stand and he said that I was dirty. And you bought it, didn't you? I mean, forget what's true. We're all just names in the press release to you.
Let's not get into an argument, Detective. This isn't the time.
Yeah, it is. Screw taking the fifth. I'm gonna testify. I'm gonna give you every little detail. And when I'm finished ratting out the rest of the arson unit, I'm gonna be done as a cop. But I don't care. I don't care about anything except seeing if the truth really matters. And if the truth gets me indicted, then fine. You and I will go to trial. I will take the stand, and I will give you as much truth as you need to get me convicted. I'm willing to give up the one thing that I really believe means something. Being a good cop. I used to think that was enough. Come on, let's do it.
Well, what do you think, Dr. Cox? Is this the belt buckle that Tanya Thompson was beaten with?
Could be. Right size, right configuration.
You saying we got a match?
A match beyond the ability of a defense attorney's hired expert to disprove? No. But this could definitely be the buckle that made this mark.
All right, well, that's good enough for me.
Is it good enough for the state's attorney?
It's not good enough.
What do you need, Maggie?
More than a belt buckle.
What about the anonymous tipster, the one who saw them dumping the body?
Find out who it is. Bring him, her into court. Otherwise, it's meaningless.
We have a city caseworker's statement.
We have the testimony of a neighbor who heard screams from the house the night Tanya was supposedly missing.
Without a confession, and with each suspect unwilling to implicate the other one, the case is circumstantial.
That means that you're gonna deal. You're not even gonna take it to trial.
With this kind of evidence, I'll take what I can get.
And before your assignment to CID Homicide, you were an investigator in the arson unit, correct?
Yes.
In that time, did you have cause to investigate fires by properties owned by R&R Realty or Mitchell or Matthew Rowland?
Yes.
And did you determine that any of those fires were arsons?
They were all set fires.
And did you ever charge the Rowlands in connection with any fires?
No.
Why not?
I guess they were better at burning things than I was at police work.
Did you ever take money from the Rowlands or anyone in their employ?
No, I did not. Next question.
Nothing further.
What do you mean?
I mean, nothing further. You're excused, Detective. Congratulations, Detective.
It's one thing the grand jury didn't indict. They took my word over Roland and Connolly.
Have a little faith in the system, Detective.
No, what I want to know is why.
Why what?
You had me right there. I was going to give you Roland and Connolly and Goodman and Pierce. I was going to give you all of them.
I have all of them.
Why'd you let me walk? Why didn't you ask me about the other detectives?
What you said earlier. How much being a cop meant to you. How you're willing to give that up. I've never understood why it is that a good cop can't just tell the truth about a bad one. Then again, I'm a lawyer, not a fraternal brother. I don't have to understand it. I just have to know that it's true.
What are you saying?
Go be a cop, Calvin.
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter. I'll do 3 years max.
What about Thompson?
Accessory, suspended sentence. She'll get 18 months probation.
Killed that little girl.
Sorry, guys. Guess we could do.
Okay, good night, Maggie. Hey, where you going?
Go across the street. Walk down the bar. Clean some glasses. See if I can do something constructive with my time, because I'm not doing anything good here.
Detective. Thank you for being so understanding. I'm pregnant with Nelson's baby, but you won't have to worry about this child. See, Tanya wasn't Nelson's real daughter, but this one's his. There'll be no problems this time. Gotta go. You take care of that baby girl of yours, huh?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Louis, how you doing? Welcome
Hey,
back.
how's it going, man?
How's your wife doing?
She's great.
You bring her back with you?
Nah. What'd I miss?
Detective Kellerman just got cleared by the grand jury. They're all across the street celebrating.
All right, I'll head on over there.
Okay. Oh, and I got a new roommate.
I'll wait for you in the car, J.H.
Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot.
That's your new roommate?
Yup.
You're kidding me?
Nope.
She got a sister?
All right. Hey, that's my.
Hey, let's hear it for Mike Kellerman!
Hey, Mikey's in the house. How's it feel to have your name in the clear again, Mike?
I thought my name was always in the clear.
Oh, was?
With us?
Yeah, Mikey, we figured you were innocent all along, right?
No questions asked, right?
That's right.
Yeah. No one asked how I cleared my name without naming cops.
Hey, come on, Mikey, give it a rest, man. You can put all this behind you now.
You think?
Yeah.
I was accused of being dirty. Now I look at your faces, and I realize I'm never gonna get that stain off me. There's always gonna be a little doubt. Well, just for the record, I never took any of Mitch Rowland's money, okay? But I guess I might as well have.
Come on. What do you want, Frank?
Make sure you're all right.
I'm not sensitive of you.
I know this case meant a lot to you, and that these murders, that they hit you hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy to figure out, aren't I? Transparent as cellophane. You know me so well. Because you're the smart one. You're the one who knows everything. I mean, hell, you're smarter than I am, Frank. I mean, everybody knows that.
Were you feeling sorry for yourself because you lost the case?
Well, I've spent my entire life trying not to feel sorry for myself. See, Adina Watson, Janelle Parsons, Tanya Thompson. Every murdered child, every abused child, I understand. Because all those children are me. Yeah, I know what that's all about. See, my uncle, my father's brother, I was 5 years old, and he would follow me into the bathroom, and he would lock the door, and he would take my hand in his, and when he was finished, you see, he would smile, and he would tell me what a good boy I was. And oh yeah, shh. And this went on for years. Years. My parents, they couldn't understand why I cried every holiday, every time there was a family gathering. So when I was 8 years old, I told my father what had been going on, and it was a struggle to get those words out. And he just stared at me, and he asked me why I was lying. And he was my father, and he was supposed to protect me, but he didn't, Frank. I mean, for him, whatever was happening, it was like an inconvenience. You see, I wasn't real, Frank. I wasn't a real person. And he never saw me. He never really looked at me, ever. You're not a hugger. I don't want your comfort, Frank. That's not why I told you.
Okay.
By the way, I don't want to be partners with you anymore.